start with Halo 5. This is the franchise, like I said, that really roped me into competitive gaming initially. I have big hopes for Halo 5. I really wanted to do well. I've had a lot of people tell me that Breakout is something to look for, that it's going to be important. How do you guys feel that Halo 5 is going to fare? Do you think that it has a good chance to rise back up to the top?
Yeah, definitely. This iteration, without a doubt, for the first time ever, guys, brace for it, there's a spectator mode in Halo 5.
Yeah!
Wow! It's like, man, like whoever thought, as I live and breathe. I think that actually is going to be a deciding factor for a lot of people, right? Because when we did the HCS, Twitch, ESL, and 343, we knew right away that was going to be like a major hurdle. Game having issues as well, that aside, we knew that the hurdle was going to be keeping people engaged each and every event when they can only broadcast from their perspectives, because we cannot broadcast from a neutral point of view unless we flew everyone in, which, at the time wasn't financially viable, right? Like it was, I think like HCS seasons 1 and 2 was just a great starting point for 343 to learn how they want to approach esports. Even for Twitch too, because one thing that I always enjoyed was everyone will always look at it and they would say like, "Oh man, that was such a fun event, right? I didn't know Halo could be that impressive." I was like, "Yeah, man, it's awesome. Like watch it, right? It's amazing." And I think everyone was like super happy with that, right? Because it just taught a lot of lessons to us all. Got a lot of grassroots tournament organizers involved, which I thought was fantastic. But now it's like with Halo 5, I look at this as like the opportunity to not only grow the grassroots, which I personally believe is the most important thing, and I can get into that, by the way, because I think grassroots is one of the most important aspects of esports, and then you worry about, like Pro League and all that stuff. You need to build a base before you can build the top of the mountain.
But let's talk though about why Halo may have had a decline in popularity in the first place. Halo Reach, Halo 4, people are like, well, these mechanics are way different than they used to be. This is tangibly a different game.
You just have to be honest. Like the Halo fans kind of lost their passion for the Halo game because it wasn't the Halo they were used to. It's true. It really is that simple.
And I think there's also a change in the landscape of esports as well. And if you were going to an MLG event at the time, you're used to seeing Halo up on the main stage everywhere. But then StarCraft started coming in, League of Legends started coming in, and it was very strange to compete in that space.
It just wasn't. There's a lot of theories. Right, there are a lot of theories. I do not know why Reach and 4. I mean, honestly, with 4, a lot of people had a lot of expectations, and they just were not met. And it wasn't until the Turbo update, as my friend Quinn DeHoyo calls it, where they made the BR 4 shot, and they did all that, where Halo 4 actually got a little bit better, but it still had glaring issues. It still had sprint, which was not really good in that mechanics of that game. No D-scope, which was a real a big no-no, honestly. Like, I could have handled sprint, but D-scope was a thing where it was like you needed to just boot that out of the game. Like, it needed to be D-scope in so that whenever you got shot, you came out of scope, for those of you guys who may not know. What was it? No idea. Could it have been maybe the market changing, right? Like fans wanted more unique experiences. I don't know, right? But I think Halo 5 is at a point where it's good enough to like really just entice people and get them happy about it.
For sure.